Hi, this is Stephen Williams with the CreditRepairShop.com. In today's video, we're going to talk about the new thing that's all over the internet, all over YouTube, and it's called credit sweeps. It's been around for a little bit, but people are starting to seem like it's starting to get a lot of views on YouTube. And basically, this is the same gimmick that the Section 609 loophole is going after, but they're just naming it with something else. Basically, what they're trying to get people to do is to file false reports and sweep off everything off their credit reports. This is the stuff that is getting people arrested because they're filing false paperwork, filing false police reports, and they're also filing that they did not get the loans, and these people are going to pull up paperwork. These companies are going to pull up the paperwork and show that these individuals did apply for loans and that they got loans or they got approved for a car or vehicle or whatever. You probably heard one of my older videos where I talked about ex-employee that opened up his so-called credit repair company, and what they were doing is doing credit sweeps, and they were just having people file false police reports. They had went out and got vehicles from a dealership. They signed, they took copies of their IDs and everything, and then 2 weeks later they sent a ID theft kit to the lender that was holding the loan on the cars to try to get them removed. They did get them removed, but he thought that that's what it just ended at, and it didn't. The lenders are not going to just say, hey, forget about it. They're going to start investigating because they see that a lot of people are pulling this stunt, and they went out and they caught these people, and a lot of them are still in jail right now. So beware of credit sweeps. What you have to be prepared to do for credit repair. I've been in this business a long time. I had to repair my credit years ago. You have to be prepared to do this. You have to validate the negative information on your credit reports. You have a right to validate that information using the laws that are in the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Debt Collection Act. You use that information to validate any negative information on your credit reports that you believe to be inaccurate or outdated. You know, it could be past statute of limitations, which would be outdated, or it's showing on there inaccurate, or it could be even showing where it's not showing you in a good light, where the way that they have it placed on your reports is not the way that it should be. And you can read all about it in the laws to make sure that everything on your report is the right way. And that goes for negative stuff and for positive stuff. Now, the next thing is once you get the information back, and sometimes the reason why with credit repair, sometimes you have to stay consistent because they're getting millions of documents every month, millions of documents, and they're not going to read through all of them. Basically what they do, and I know a person that has worked in the offices for these companies. Some of them have outsourced it overseas, but they're going to read the document, and it's going to go in two piles. One pile is going to be just say that it's been verified, send it back verified. Other pile, they're going to do more of a review, and then from that review you should be able to know if it's going to be coming off your report or if they're going to request more information. And they also, I've seen in some cases where they'll forward the entire document to the original creditor or debt collection company. So they'll do that. And once you get that information and you feel that it's either going to be something that you're going to have to deal with doing a settlement, or you're going to know if it was going to be removed from your credit reports and you won't have to deal with it anymore. You need to always maintain all of that paperwork that you're going to have just in case someone sells a debt and they come after you for it later. So just maintain that information in a safe space, because you never know when they sell it to someone and then they come after you and you know that this is outdated information. You're going to have to go through the whole process again when you could send them that information. It'll go away. Also, be very careful. Don't disregard something that you get in the mail just because you know that you dealt with it and you don't owe it anymore, because the way the laws are written is that if you don't respond, you're actually acknowledging the debt. So you got to be very careful about that. All that does is it extends all of the work that you have to go through to get it removed and to prove that you don't owe the debt. Uh, let's go, before I get into my other stuff here, I want to go over, they just released another group of debt. We have credit card debt, $122 million. $122 million worth of bad credit card debt. Remember I told you about the one with that I was very surprised that I saw a lot of, but again, the cosmetic surgery lending loans, I don't even know why they're still loaning out on these. I've seen every month over $1.2 million worth of these loans that are going bad. Auto debt, $34 million. Let's see here. I take that back. The auto debt is, but the one for the cosmetic surgery is actually $2.36 million. $2 million. So it's actually $800,000 higher than it was the last time that I talked about it. Medical debt, over $1.1 million. Here's another one for auto debt, $900,000. House mortgages, second mortgages, over $6 million. Retail debt, just a mixture of some $2.6 million released. So you can see, there's, number one, that shows a lot of people are having trouble paying their bills. And that's what's going to get into the next part of this video, is that we're seeing that a lot of people are having trouble paying their bills. The promise of the increased salaries has not happened. They've given excellent tax breaks to corporations, and they have not trickled down that money down to people. Yes, I do have stocks in the stock market, and I can tell you, last year, what I made just playing small amount of money, I think it was only $13,000 that my wife and I put into stocks last year. That turned into over $20,000. And then as of right now, and we haven't even made it that far into the year with what we just crossed 6 months, I've made $13,000 from the stocks that I picked. So if you combine that with what I originally put in, it shows you that when they started buying stock back, and I did not sell any of my stock, but when they started buying it back, the stock prices just blew up. I mean, I got one stock, Square, and you can look at it. I bought that stock at $11. That stock today, I believe, is over at $69 a share. So, what I think people need to start focusing on is they're going to have to start focusing on, number one, repairing their credit, because you're going to be judged by the way your credit is. They're going to look at you and say, this is the way this person handles their money. So it doesn't matter if you're not using your credit and you're looking at paying cash for everything. It does not matter. You're going to have good credit, because that's the way we live in a credit society, and they're going to judge you by the way you handle your own money with the way that you're going to handle money for a company, and especially if you're going to work for anyone that has anything to do with financial, with handling people's finances. The other thing is that you're going to have to think positive, and I'm seeing, even for myself, where you listening to too much news, you're watching too much news. I was watching too much news, and what I started back to doing, and this is something that I used to do all the time, is I have my CDs that I listen to that get my thoughts going the right way. I tune out that stuff. You don't need to listen to too much of that news stuff. That is things that we cannot control. You control your votes. You can vote for who you want to vote for. That's what you control. But the stuff that you keep hearing over and over and over in the news, that's just clouding up your mind. You need to get away from that, and you need to think positive. You need to listen to positive things, and you need to feel good every morning when you wake up, because that's where everything is going to start. So I'm going to keep this video very short for this week, but I really appreciate everyone that watches the videos. Please comment, please share them, because you're looking at someone that really has went through everything that they're talking about on the videos. I see people that are on YouTube. I see people that put up these businesses, and all they're trying to do is make a quick buck. 5, 10 years down the road, you'll never see these people, or you see them doing some other scam that they're trying to pull out. But what I'm telling you is the truth, and I'm sharing with you this information because I want you to be in a better place. I want you and your family to be able to increase, your standard of living, be able to live more comfortably, and to be able to live in peace and do the things that you love to do. So again, if you need our assistance, this is Stephen Williams with the creditrepairshop.com. Reach out to us. There's links below if you need to get your credit reports. You should always know what is on your credit reports. That's very important. And then it linked to our website if you want to read or watch any other videos that I have available. Thanks a lot.